Hi, I'm Val Huizar. I've coached at every collegiate level except Division III. I'm the current head coach at St. Mary's in San Antonio, and stay tuned for the 3 things every family must know about the recruiting process.
But again, it was different times. My parents were like, be free. It could just be something about talking crap about your coach that, marking her off. Because I heard in the bathroom.
So they be in the bathroom talking crazy.
Yes. Yes. Maybe your IQ is better, but they're a freak athlete. And that just works for that coach. But right now in the recruiting process, they are a child. And I just think the innocence gets taken away from them.
We were so excited.
Yes, same.
I don't feel like it's like that now. Like, I feel like a lot of parents or players, it's like, oh, well, are they going to offer?
It's different for every single kid. I wish parents understood that. And maybe some D2 coaches are like, yeah, I'll pad your stats, play all the minutes, go D1. That's not real basketball.
They're going to offer. What advice would you give to me? Just helping them navigate this whole journey.
Well, you cannot control what a coach is thinking. You have no idea what their plan for their classes in recruitment are.
Yeah. Talked about how a lot of his kids that went D2 had a much better experience than some of his kids that went D1.
For sure.
And it's just like, what's the end goal? Welcome to It's Just Different podcast, where we bring on people who have been where you're trying to go and or have helped countless athletes get there. I'm your host, Ashley Roberts, your favorite coach that don't coach teams. I just coach the parents and bring on guests to help the parents navigate their journey. Before we get into this episode, I need y'all to hit the subscribe button, okay? I am on a goal to get to 3,000 subscribers. Help me get there by the end of July. Hit the subscribe button. The guest today, first of all, I feel like you was probably one of the first coaches that I talked to when I had my program.
Mm-hmm.
I call her Val, Coach Val. I don't even know. What do you go by? Do you go
Coach
by
Val.
Coach Val?
Coach Val.
Coach Val is in the building, and y'all know I don't really do no introductions. We hop right into it. Head coach at St. Mary's. How you feeling?
Good. Really good.
I think you was probably like one of the first coaches I was talking to when I had my program.
When I was at UL for a little bit. Yeah.
UL.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. Time flies fast because I just finished year 3 at St. Mary's.
How long were you at UL?
5 years.
So you were there. Walk us through your coaching journey.
I'll go quick. 1 year, first year at Tyler Junior College with Trina.
Okay.
Coach T, love that for a year. Best experience ever. And then 2 years at Arley Lake assistant with Coach Minner.
Mm-hmm.
And then got to be a head coach. Very fortunate at my alma mater, LSU Shreveport, for 2 years. And then an opportunity to be an assistant here for 1 year at St. Mary's with Jason Martins. Thought I was going to be there for a while. That's home. And then Coach Broadhead, we ran into him over the summer after 1 season. And so I spent 5 years there at UL. And then I took the head job here and I just finished year 3. So we were just talking about it. I didn't realize finished 14th season. So going into year 15.
Wow.
Blessed. Very blessed.
That's pretty dope. We start this podcast off with what's different. I think the game of basketball is different. But I want to go just because you were 5 years at the D1 level, finishing, this would be your 3rd at the D2 as a head. Mm-hmm. What would you say is different as it relates to recruitment-wise D1 versus D2?
Recruitment-wise, you just start earlier at UL. And I remember when we were talking, I just remember talking about a kid that was maybe a freshman. Yeah. I don't recruit. I will put freshmen on our radar at St. Mary's, but I'm not necessarily spending a lot of phone calls, a lot of time going to those games. That's what it is. The recruitment just really starts earlier at D1. And for D2, at least, I'm only going to speak for myself and our program, but we start maybe junior year and then follow them into senior, and then that's just kind of what it is.
Yeah, so I'm actually glad you said that. And the class and the years always mess me up. So we're gonna talk now 26s and 27. So if there's a 27 that's interested in the program, are you on the phone with them or not really?
Not a lot, but I am on the phone with people around them. I will call their high
Okay.
school coach. I will call the club coach. So, or anyone if that's I think can talk to me about their character, I will call them.
Okay.
And because I want to evaluate.
Yeah.
I just we don't throw out offers.
Yeah.
Some D2s do, a lot of D1s do, but we don't. I want to see the kid play a few times, and if they get better, then that's when I'm like, let's get on the phone going into their senior year.
Got it. That's interesting. Because I actually just had a parent just kind of talking to me about that of the good thing is she knows her daughters. Like she's like, listen, I'm not all about D1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think she would really, really fit at a D2.
Sure.
But it was just kind of confused on like, okay, like, well, are D2s gonna actually be interested? Like, how does that work from a recruitment standpoint? What she should be doing?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying for you at least, you're not really. What if it's a 27 that you see and you like?
I'll talk to them.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
they'll know. They'll
Got you.
know I'm interested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm not going to spend time on the phone with them every week.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a very low maintenance person. I want low maintenance players that don't need that. Well, coach isn't interested in me. She don't text and call me every day. That's not me anyway.
Yeah.
So I will. They'll know I'm interested. I mean, if I call your high school coach, I fully expect them to let you know.
Yeah.
And oh wow, St. Mary's called about me, and that's how they'll know. I mean,
Yeah.
some coaches might call them a lot, and that's their way. And we just have to cast a wider net, so it's a little harder to get on the phone. Plus, our staff, it's myself, Coach Liz, Coach King, our GA. This year, it's not always guaranteed you have a really good GA on staff, so it's just different.
Yeah. You know what? It's so different now, Val. I remember now, obviously, times change, things happen, but I just remember when I was playing in college,
Mhm.
or let me back up, not college, AAU, and y'all, I'm not like that old, okay? But we used to get excited when we got off the phone with a college coach or when we knew someone was interested. Like, we were so excited.
Yes, same.
You know, I don't feel like it's like that now. Like, I feel like a lot of parents or players, like, it's like, oh, well, are they going to offer? Or did they offer? Like, I feel like the piece is missing of like, this school is interested in you. Like, they don't have to
Yes.
offer you to show their interest. Why
No.
do you think that is?
I feel awful. I'm the exact same. I mean, I'll say it. I'm 36.
Yeah.
37. Dang it. I just had a birthday not long ago. Forget, I'm 37 now. Same. I remember getting off the house line,
Yeah.
being excited.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad. I feel terrible for kids because now they have to post about it
Yeah.
to feel validated amongst their peers. And instead of just being locked in on that call and what was said, how they felt about the coach, it's almost like they're halfway in the conversation and already thinking about their post of, I gotta get to post this now. And it's not their fault. It's just the world they live in. So to your point, I'm with you. I remember getting some calls from some low majors, and I just, wow, they're interested. And that's all that mattered. It didn't, and nothing else mattered. Who else was getting calls didn't matter to me, but it wasn't in my face.
Yeah.
So it sucks. The innocence of that is taken away.
And I guess maybe it is like a social media thing. It's like,
it is.
I talk to parents, like, I literally had a young kid
Mhm.
that a P4 school saw,
Mhm.
right? And called me and was like, I really like this kid. This is a young kid,
Probably
by the way.
like 7 or 8. No,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm
like-
kidding. No, they're
Like-
young though.
like young, like a freshman,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
And the P4 loved watching her play,
Mhm.
right?
Sure.
It's like, we're interested. We're putting on our board. Like,
Sure.
we don't even have a lot of young kids on our board right now.
Sure. Yeah.
I tell the family, and they're like, so are they gonna offer? And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
I know. Well, what's crazy is I thought about this driving up here, just going to, tournament that I'll be going to, but
yeah,
I had young parents.
Mhm.
So when I was about this recruitment age, my parents were at the age I currently am. And I can only imagine, like, these parents are young. Like,
Yeah.
they're kind of our age in a way.
yeah,
So they're wrapped up in it,
Yeah.
So like my parents were, I mean, it just wasn't around. That no one cared what anyone else had going on. There wasn't this keeping up with the Joneses type stuff. So that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. The innocence is taken away. Like just opportunity is taken for granted.
Yeah, it is.
That's unfortunate.
It is. It's definitely taken for granted for sure. I guess maybe some advice for me. Like, what advice would you give me as I'm helping navigate these athletes of, and this is really a broad question, honestly, but on one end, you have some families that see that they're not about the offer game, but they do see other athletes in their class getting offers that they athlete might truly be better than at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And then on the other end, you have the parents that don't really know. So they think like, okay, it has like if they're really interested, they're gonna offer. What advice would you give to me? Just helping them navigate this whole journey.
Yes. Well, it's almost more of like a human code thing for me.
Yeah.
Right? You can't control other people. You cannot control what a coach is thinking. You have no idea what their plan for their classes and recruitment are.
Yeah.
So the advice is just hoop.
Yeah.
Get better. Get your butt outside in the morning if you can't handle the heat in Texas. Get your butt outside and just work. I wish people focused on the game and not the recruitment. And it's hard to say that because I know you have a lot of different questions probably being thrown at you, but simply put, just work.
Yeah.
Because maybe a peer got an offer, right? And you're like, I know I'm better than her. Well, maybe the coach just sees that kid in their system because they're slower and you're like fast. Well,
good point.
Maybe your IQ is better, but they're a freak athlete and that just works for that coach, right? So it's just my thing, just keep hooping, play ball.
Yeah.
I know everyone has a trainer now and that's fine. I just want young people to find time alone with the basketball. Make it pure as best as they can because they're getting pummeled with all kinds of misinformation. So that's my advice.
Yeah.
But it's tough.
It's
easier said than done.
Yeah, for sure.
Congratulations on taking the first step, and that's watching this episode. But you need something more. You really need a community of parents that's going through the same thing, that can talk, laugh, share struggles, share wins. You need a community that's going to give you monthly resource drops on how to create a highlight tape, what to send to college coaches, and a community that's going to bring in guests, bring in college coaches, bring in experts to give you information. I got the community for you. The different community, and you need to be there. The different community, and you need to be on the inside. Click the link in this description, and I'll see you on the inside.
Sure, for sure. You were talking about posting in social media earlier. How can these athletes, and I guess parents, because they run the athletes page, but how can they better use social media? Like, how can they use social media to their benefit?
I mean, don't be negative on it.
Yeah.
I've seen some parents, so they might run their page, but a lot of parents have their own Twitter and they run their Twitter. And I'll see them post something negative, whether it be about the high school coach or like I don't even know what the word is, but like a roundabout way of being negative about another team or another player. That I see that.
Yeah.
And again, we cast a wide net at St. Mary's, so it's easier for me to scratch off. If I see a parent, and this has happened, I've seen a parent post negative, and it wasn't even ugly or bad. It was just slightly negative about the high school coach, and I'm like, nope. And that sucks because that ruined an opportunity for the kid, and the kid didn't even post that. It's just, I don't want that mindset in our program. And I recruit the family. It could be single mom, single dad, grandma, auntie, whoever the circle is. They're part of the recruiting process, whether the kid likes it or not.
Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like it's way more than what you're doing on the court.
Oh yeah.
It's way more.
100%.
Because
sure.
it's so many of those athletes doing the same thing.
I'd say be positive, post made National Honor Society. That's a big check for me, hit that 3.4 GPA, this semester. I honestly even like if a kid's working a summer job.
Yeah.
Like post that, like just finish my shift at Whataburger. That was my first job.
Yeah.
I just don't be all about, look at me going to train. Like, okay, well, your game will speak for you, whether you were training or not. Who are you as a person? But again, just be positive about it and be positive about your teammates' successes. I love that.
Yeah.
And I don't like when it's kind of like corny and stuff, but like our team won the Sandra Meadows tournament, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. And I talk to parents and athletes. I get the question a lot of like, should I have 2 pages or what should go on a page? And, I'm big on, at the end of the day, like, if you want 2 pages, a basketball page and a personal page, that's fine too. But having a page that shows who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Who you are off the court. What are you doing on the court? Like, mix them both so that a college coach can see who Ashley Roberts is.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it's not just, everybody, I'm not just going to play basketball. Like, I have a life as well.
Yeah.
So I'm big on that. So I'm glad you said that. What are some misconceptions about D2 basketball?
Misconceptions? I guess some people think, I don't know. I guess I've never had them about D2. I've always had this like high, viewpoint about D2 ball.
Yeah.
I know some people think it's not as good of basketball as Division I, but again, Division I has levels. Like you just said, there's a P4 level, there's a mid-major level, and there's a low-major level. So D1 is not really all-encompassing, let's be real.
Right.
But it's some good basketball at the D2 level. If your aspirations are to go pro overseas, you have an opportunity to compete for championships, kind of no matter where you're at in the D2 space. That's what I love the most about D2.
Yeah.
When we were at Louisiana, love my time there, by the way. I wouldn't change it. We weren't going to win a national championship.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen. It is a reality, even for beginning stages at St. Mary's. We've competed with national ranked teams already from the jump. So it's competitive. The parity is amazing. And I love that. I love the parity.
I get questions a lot, like with parents trying to figure out D2, do I go, or I want to play D1 basketball, right? And it's, should I go D2 or should I go JUCO? And for me, and I would love to hear your thoughts from a D2 coach. For me, I've said that I feel like if a kid, if they can realistically play Division I basketball, and maybe for whatever reason it was an exposure thing or whatever, I say that they should go JUCO because I feel like D1 coaches are going to see more of them, whether that's the JUCO Jamboree or whatever, versus D2. What's your thoughts?
So your goal is to play D1?
The goal is to play D1. They didn't get the looks that they needed. They have some D2 offers and they have some JUCO offers.
Okay. Well, D1s don't recruit D2s, right? There's no D2 exposure event.
Right.
So like to your point, go JUCO. But again, if that's your goal and it didn't happen, I lack of exposure isn't quite, that doesn't happen anymore in today's world, right? Again, if that's your goal, you can try and reclassify yourself. Like, again, that to me is going junior college. You basically get to be a different classification. So, yeah, don't go D2 with the mindset of I want to go D1 because that's not right.
Yeah.
That's not good basketball because then everything you're doing is for yourself, not for the betterment of the team.
That's true.
I've never heard of that. And maybe some D2 coaches are like, yeah, I'll pad your stats, play all the minutes, go D1. That's not real basketball to me.
Yeah.
And again, there's levels to D1. If you just want that badge of honor, great. But, take the opportunities that are coming your way and make a difference. Whatever opportunities you get.
And I always talk about D-free.
Yes.
Like,
I've heard you say that. I love that. That's really
it's
good.
D-free.
D-free. That's good.
I don't think a lot of, where can I get my school paid for and I enjoy my experience? And I think
enjoy my experience. That's good.
You have to enjoy it. So many people.
D-free. I like that.
It's D-free. And I tell parents that all the time. And even when I'm talking to directors, a lot of them will talk about, now obviously, and D1 is great, of course. I played Division I basketball.
You played P5.
I played, right? So
let's just call that what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's Texas and there's.
That's true. Right? And I'll get I think Joey Simmons was on a podcast before, and he talked about how a lot of his kids that went D2 had a much better experience than some of his kids that went D1.
For sure.
And it's just what's the end goal?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your school paid for? Do you want to actually enjoy? What is it that you want? Because
there's a lot to it.
It's a lot to it. There's some D2 facilities that looks way better than some Division I facilities. And it's just way more to it. And I wish, and hopefully everybody that listens to this episode, y'all are doing what I'm telling you to do, which is go visit the schools. Check out the schools. Get on the phone with the coaches. Go to a game.
Again, we're sitting here talking. I don't see anything that says you're a D1 human being. I'm not an JUCO NAI human being just because that's what I played. That doesn't hold weight in the real world.
Yep.
I don't understand why people get caught up in that. But I get it. I'm not squashing on nobody's dreams. But don't put that as an identity factor in you because we don't carry ourselves that way. I played NAI ball. You played at Texas. We're having a conversation. That doesn't hold weight in the real world.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's what they see at the end of the day. And that's why everybody says, everybody wants to go to the Texas, the Baylor, the UConn, or whatever, because it's almost that's what they see on TV. Okay. So I think that's probably why it goes into it's become this thing of I want to be a D1 player.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because that's Power 4 basketball.
Yeah.
That's different. I don't know. Eventually that'll probably be a different division, but that's a other podcast.
Right. Because I do think they're going to start making some changes here. But now that makes sense. What are some questions parents and players should be asking these coaches that are recruiting them?
I've had a kid that asked some good questions I guess, what style of basketball do you play? Which, I guess that's good. If they can keep up with it, if they ask a question and I give them an answer and they're just kind of okay.
You can tell that they got their paper with their question. They just gonna go,
exactly.
Question.
Yes. And I'm just yes, I guess that I just think it's got to be organic. Ask them how they discipline. Mm-hmm. I had one kid ask me recently, do y'all run in conditioning? I'm yeah, we do. And I'll explain what the running is. We don't do a conditioning test, right? We don't have a mile test, and I'm not knocking the ones that do. That's great.
Don't bring back memories.
Right. No, trust me, I have those too. But I tell them, you're going to run and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt really bad, And so ask the questions that you can get a real answer from the coach. I don't know. That was a good one. She asked if we were going to run. Ask what a typical day is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to practice in the morning or the evening? Do you have study hall? Ask what you expect of your players academically.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the coach is gives a generic answer, then they don't really care, maybe.
Right.
Or they don't know, and that's another way of saying they're not that invested in that.
I had one kid, actually we did a podcast. I did a parent and player podcast, and one of the questions she said that she asked is, how is the bond with the team? And I thought that was a good question.
That's good.
Do the team actually like each other?
and it's hard because it's you might get listen to the answer. That's what's really more important, because if it's a cookie cutter answer, hopefully the family can sift through that, that's a great, because if you kind of hear the coach stumble a little bit, like, okay, like coach stumbled on that one, like write that down, that's good.
Yeah.
Do the kids like each other?
I was like,
That's
I thought
funny.
that was a good question. She just talked about how she's big on bonds. She's big on, obviously every team's gonna go through something, but she's big on like making sure that the team actually like each other.
This kid asked me that too, and I appreciated her asking that. It led me into what I could say about our team. I would say, ask how a coach handles drama. How do you handle if there is a conflict?
Yeah.
That's a good question, I'd say. Ask a coach that. Yeah.
I like those. I'm gonna have to steal some of those, and I have like a little template.
Ask how they handle conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to steal some of those.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's funny, like you'll be on the phone with a kid, and it's like you could tell when they're literally just reading off their paper.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. It's okay. They're young.
Yeah.
They don't know. At least they're trying.
Yeah.
At least they're trying. Yeah.
That's funny.
I like talking X's and O's, so sometimes I get a little carried away, and I can just tell the kids' eyes are probably like, what? What's the double drag screen? Like, I don't. But it's okay. That's how I sift them too. I'm like, is there a back and forth here? It's like, okay, thanks. Now what?
Yeah.
It's all right though.
Yeah. Val, what do you wish parents understood more about the recruitment process in general?
What they understood more is, it's different for every single kid. I wish parents understood that. I wish there was a lot more of like taking a half step back and just let your kid be a kid. I wish they understood that coaches, if you talk to 5 different coaches, let's just say 5 Lone Star coaches, we're going to have 5 different philosophies. We're going to have 5 different situations with our classes. For example, we didn't need a big 2025 class. Just the timing worked out. I love our 24 class. That's a great core we had. And we didn't need a big 25 class. So it's like, oh, she don't like my kid. It's just unfortunate timing. If that's where you wanted to go, now we need a big 26 class. And so again, every single player's recruitment is different. Every single program has a different plan, and it might not fit. I'm a big, it's God's timing. It just is. I was that kid in San Antonio that prayed for an offer from St. Mary's.
Yeah. Didn't
happen. But again, it was different times. My parents were like, "D free.
Yeah.
You're going to this JUCO in East Texas, Long Morris." But there was no bitterness. It was just thank God for this opportunity. So I just wish parents understood that more.
Yeah.
All right. You are about halfway through this episode. Hold on. Let me get a little closer. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit the subscribe button. And while you at it, hit the like button. I know I'm asking for a lot. Go ahead and share this with 2 other parents that need to hear this information. Because I'm here to help y'all, and I need y'all to help me so that I can get this information out to more people. Now back to the episode.
Didn't have that expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of different, you're listening to this podcast, and I know you ain't got no merch. You have sweatshirts. You got a nice little sweatshirt right there that you can see. Shorts, socks. I don't know if y'all can see my socks in this camera, but we got it all. And you need some merch, head to itsjustdifferentapparel.com and get you some merch for 15% off. That's the least you can do. While you also subscribe to the channel, do that as well. Transfer portal. How much is that affecting high school athletes?
A lot. I think a lot. I think it's just a domino effect. I think the microwave expectation of success. So from the very top down, athletic directors expect success in 2 to 3 years sometimes.
Yeah.
So that pressure gets put on the coach. So the coach doesn't think they have time to recruit high school kids anymore and develop them. I think coaches are also nervous to develop kids because then it's like, well, I don't want them to get too good and,
And
then
then
they'll
they
leave.
leave.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it's kind of affecting all of it. But I think that's where it's hurting the high school kids more, as I think, putting my mid-major hat back on, I do know we recruited the portal kind of thinking like, let's recruit these high school kids that we know are better, probably going to go P4, probably ain't that good, going to go P4 play. So when they want to play playing time, we have those relationships. When we see their name, remember me?
Yeah.
This is your fit. And that hurts the focus on the high school kids. For me at St. Mary's, that has not affected me at all. I want a really good high school class. I want to develop. I've been so fortunate to finally have been at UL for 5 years. Every place other than that, it was 2 or less. So seeing a kid, and we had an awesome core. I see their faces. A class came in as freshmen. I got to be with them and coach them and see them grow as seniors, and some got to do the COVID year. So I was with some of them for 5 years. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I maybe that's like believing in make-believe now, but I think that exists still. At least
you think that exists?
At D2, yes, for sure.
Okay.
I think rarely at mid-major, because I can't speak on it. I'm not in that world anymore. But I mean, there's that NIL piece that I can't speak on. But yeah, it still exists. It's rare.
Yeah,
it's just rare now, but it exists.
But at the D2 level,
for sure, at the D2
I just don't
level.
see. I don't know. And again, I don't know all these schools, but I just feel like the landscape is so different, and that's the beauty in it, right? Like seeing a freshman come in, and then you see them their sophomore year, and their junior year, and their senior year, and where they started and where they end.
Yeah,
like you see the growth. I feel like it's just. It probably
it's
does
not
exist,
as often,
but yeah, I just feel like it's a little non-existent. Like at the Division 1 level, I would say
for sure. I mean, again, it's just everyone's different.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen everywhere. I think what was it like? I could be wrong on this. Like Creighton rarely has a kid go in the portal, I believe, right? Like there's certain programs that are still for whatever reason able to retain, and so yeah, it's just rare,
Do you think that could be deemed as like like a red flag for programs if year after year there's multiple kids going into the portal? Do you think that should be something that parents look out for?
Oh, like out of a certain program? I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think, again, it just depends, sometimes you just really got to look at the situation. Is it a new coach? I don't know that I would hold that against them so much in their early phases. I would say maybe if there's a coach in their, later part, but it's happening to everyone.
Yeah.
A part of me says yes if you hear there's a lot of drama, like talk to the kids. They're the most honest people. That's why every time we ever recruit on campus, I block off time where they spend time with our players without me there.
Yeah.
I'm like, ask them anything you want, because they're the most honest. And then our players want to be here. It's great now. We got it rolling. But I just think if you talk to the players, are they going up or are they going in the league? Are they going down? Like all that kind of plays into it too.
Yeah.
You got to do more research than just, oh, they left.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like they left or they're leaving, where are they going?
Yeah, where are they
that
going?
makes sense. That does make sense because if there's a ton of them going up, then it might mean that school is doing something really good. That I mean, like you said, it can mean a lot of different things. So
There's so many different things. You got to just
the research.
do the research as to why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Research is going to be my answer to this question, but part of my answer. What do you feel like are the most common mistakes parents are making throughout this recruitment journey?
Mistakes. I would just say they're probably taking it for granted now. Like kind of like we touched on earlier. It's like, what's next? What's next?
Yeah.
Give me more. Give me more. I think parents. I'm gonna get on a soapbox here, but like they don't really. I just think parents look aren't looking at the right things. So I'll use me as an example. When I went JUCO, right, my upbringing was tested. So I feel like that's a coach's job. I think we're the last stop before kids go into the real world. We're the last stop as a collegiate coach. And I heard that line in Vivian Stringer's book, Standing Tall. That stuck with me ever since I read it as a GA. So our coach was tough. Shout out Coach Floyd at Lon Morris. So the way I was brought up was put to the test. And so I don't know that parents really look at the coach and say, well, does she discipline them? Is she going to raise the standard? Is she going to push my kid past their comfort zone? Parents don't want that. They're like, let me save my baby. Like, they don't let their kid go be coached hard. So I think parents make the mistake of, wow, she's cool or he seems awesome. They're going to do all this for my child, which it's our job to do a lot for these kids, but young adults. But I think parents get caught up in the courting of it. And they don't get real like, are you going to put my child on that baseline if they show up late? Parents don't. When my kid calls saying, Coach is crazy, she ran us and she made me do extra because I wasn't going hard. Are you going to, like my mom, it's a free ride.
Right.
Or are you going to be like, let me talk to that coach, you know?
Yeah.
I think parents get caught up in the honeymoon recruiting stuff and they don't get real, like, and they don't allow their child to be coached hard.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it would be. They get caught up in all the fluff and not like, is this coach really going to get on my kids behind and, you know, make them better?
Right. Right. And as far as players go, you talked about it earlier of you got to cast the net that you're casting, right? Like it's easier to mark somebody off. And we talked about the parents, but you've been at events, you had a lot of events, and we're in July. Like, what are some things that players are doing on the court that'll make you want to move on?
I mean, a lot for any coach, it's body language.
Yeah.
You know, body language is your billboard for your character, right? And I believe that. I think it's, let's get off the X's and O's. It's the attitude stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you react to a bad call? Actually, I take that back. I was a little turd sometimes. You know, like, I give them a little grace on that, but it's really with the teammates interaction. You know, if your teammate messes up a few times, like, are you a little turd and she didn't give me the ball? Or I love watching if, again, they're being coached hard. Do they look a coach in the eye?
Yeah.
That's important to me is eye contact. Do they look them in the eye? And I do want to say this, I remember I looked a kid up because you said on the court, I'm a female coach. Unfortunately, sometimes we got to go into the bathroom and I'll have to go into that stinky bathroom with all those players that just finished a game. I've heard some kids just say some wild,
oh my God, I bet.
off the cuff stuff, inappropriate stuff. And I'm like, what team she play for?
Right. Yeah.
Cross her off.
Wow.
I've heard, I don't, it's your character. You know, that matters a lot to me. And so I've heard some kids, it's not like, again, I'm just very particular. I want a kid with a good heart, you know, that cares about other people. So again, it could just be something about talking crap about your coach that, marking her off. Because I heard it in the bathroom.
Yeah. So they be in the bathroom talking crazy.
Yes. Yes. I'm like, if I talk as if like if my mom gonna listen to this probably, but I just think I'm gonna catch a whooping for that, you know? Like, and if kids just have that lack of discipline, who am I to start coaching them hard? It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I that stands out to me too. So I really hope kids are cognizant of that too.
Yeah.
At these tournaments.
Yeah. Now, parents and players, she just gave y'all a tip. Don't be going in that bathroom talking crazy because you don't know who's in the restroom.
Yeah.
Listen, it might cost you a scholarship. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't be in that bathroom talking crazy. We talk about fit all the time. I think that's That besides D-free, fit might be my second best word. Like I'm always talking about fit because parents are asking different questions about this, about that. And my answer is like, it's all about the fit. Whether that's the coach's fit, whether that's the player's fit, like fit matters.
Sure.
How can a player, or, it's probably parents listening to this, how can a parent help determine the right fit for their athlete?
See, that's tough one because I do feel like there needs to be a meet in the middle on fit.
Yeah.
Not they're a good fit for me, no.
Let me back up.
Yeah.
If there are, A, B, C, D schools that are interested in the athlete,
Mm-hmm.
and a parent doesn't know
Sure.
fit, like
Yeah,
they need to understand,
yeah.
okay, which one actually fits.
Mm-hmm.
How do they determine that?
The questions, again, I think you should go more off of, like, basketball is a small piece of it. I think a good player, it's just me, a really good player that might have that many options, they're probably that good player.
Yeah.
They can fit in any system.
I don't agree with that.
I think if they're good, they could.
How though? Like if we just, because I'm gonna go past those players as well, but I want to stay on this.
Yeah.
Because the reason I say I don't agree with that, because you can be really, really good,
Mm-hmm.
but you won't look the same in all systems. Like, I'm trying to get an example. Yeah, if you're a shooter, like if that's what you do, you're a really good player, but you're really good at shooting the basketball.
Okay, so then to me, good means like you can do all encompassing. So that just means you're a good shooter.
Okay, so let's say okay, but even if you're good at everything, like all systems are ran differently. So
but if you're good at everything, you can fit. So if you're a freak athlete, but you have a very low IQ, don't go to a team that runs 80 sets.
That's what I'm saying, though. But you still might be. You can be a freak athlete and be really good.
So we have different definitions of good.
Maybe.
To me, freak athlete doesn't mean you're good at basketball.
But I'm saying you can still be a freak athlete and be a good basketball player. Yeah. But your IQ might not be as high.
Yeah, so then don't go to a team that runs 80 sets.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe
sounds like we're agreeing, actually.
just in a different way.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that. Like, that's where I'm getting
So
at.
to your point, that's just the X's and O's. Go to a team that presses.
Yeah.
And it's that simple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, when we talk about fit, whether that's fit and level, right? Mm-hmm. Some parents, they just don't know, right? They don't really know what questions to ask. They don't know. Mm-hmm. They just see their athlete out there playing basketball at the end of the day. And in their mind, it's like, okay, she's good. She could play at D1 or she could play wherever. Like, how can they be advised or the same thing, determine like, okay, like this is the level that my daughter, my son, whatever is.
Yeah.
This is where we should be targeting. Like, how should they do that?
I think you asked that when we were on this other podcast. I want to say Coach Olivia. She's the head coach at Austin College.
Shout out to Olivia.
Shout out, because she said the best line. If you want to know what fit level your kid is, who's recruiting them?
Yeah.
Whoever. If it's myself at St. Mary's, somebody else in the Lone Star, this other team in the MIAA, if like us coaches are calling y'all, that's your fit. Now, if someone at Texas State and UL or someone in the, that's your fit.
Mm.
It's that easy. I think that's the hardest part with parents is they think we're all just wrong.
Yeah, true.
Like we're the only profession. Like no one takes their child to the dentist,
so
and then here's the dentist, evaluation and says that is not right. No one says that to their kid's dentist.
Yeah, that's so true.
We're the only profession that parents think, nah,
they don't know.
They don't know my child. That's your fit. Who's calling your child? That's your fit.
That's so true, though.
Don't chase an opportunity that's not there and miss out on what's right in front of you.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, that was a great line by Coach. I want to give her the credit. That was a great line.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, though, because, and it makes sense. Like, you're saying, oh, you deserve to play here. And one, you haven't heard from that school, no one in that conference.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, I like that. Who are you talking to?
Who's
interested?
That was a great line. Yeah.
Who's reaching out?
Mm-hmm.
Because so what's your thoughts on this? Because we say that, right? Let's just say St. Mary's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really know so let's say St. Mary's and there's a kid that you see.
Okay.
If that kid is out of your level,
mm-hmm.
would you still recruit that kid?
If they're on the cusp.
Okay.
Sure.
So that also can give a parent an idea of, okay.
Yeah. But again, we talk, like, I don't only know coaches in the Lone Star. Mm-hmm. I know coaches that are at P4s.
Right.
I know coaches that are at mid-majors. A great coaching friend said, hey, you're probably not quite our level, but I know Coach Val, you'd be great for that program.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, we talk.
Yeah.
So if there's a kid, like you said, like I think's probably better than our program, if she's on the cusp, I'll talk to her, And again, it's tough when they're young because a lot of D1s will call kids early.
Yeah.
Because they think, oh, she has potential.
Yeah.
That's early though. And so again, parents get like, what's next? What's more?
Yeah.
But I don't know. You'll know. You'll know by who's offering you, who's calling you by your junior, senior year.
Yeah.
You'll know.
That makes sense. And you can't comment, but it's my podcast and I can talk all I want, right? So a part of being in the different community is I shout out players. So 2026, Taylor Hicks is, I think, more she has a ton of mid-majors on her, and she is going to be in South Carolina, second session. So if you do know any coaches, Taylor Hicks, 2026.
There you go.
Always got to plug that in.
Good.
Advice. What advice would you give to parents? And I mean, I feel like you've given advice all podcasts, but what advice would you give to parents as they navigate their athlete's journey?
Just let them be a kid. When they come to us, they're an adult. I treat them like an adult. Now I say they're JV versions of an adult. We're on the varsity.
Yeah.
And it's our job to get them ready for the varsity one day. But right now in the recruiting process, they are a child. And I just think the innocence gets taken away from them when you start worried about who's getting this call or who's getting that offer. Just let them enjoy basketball, and yeah, promote your kids, send out emails. That's okay. Yeah. Send emails, but just encourage them to have fun with the game, get better with the game. Let the recruitment happen as it happens. Don't force it. Don't show bitterness in front of your child, because then it's like, well, they feel like they're disappointing you. They feel like they're less than if you as a parent are displeased.
Yeah.
Wherever they're at in the recruitment. So kind of take a step back in a sense of like, we should be getting this call, or what's next? Just be very grateful for what comes. But again, that offer never came from St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Right? God had better plans. Now I get to be the head coach at St. Mary's.
Full circle.
Unbelievable blessing. I mean, that's a God thing. So just take a step back. Let them play.
Yeah.
And that's my advice. Don't take an opportunity for granted. Like if a coach calls, say a D2 coach calls, you think they're better than that, don't act like it. Don't big time any coach that calls and wants to recruit your child. Do not big time them. You have no idea who I know. I mean, you have no idea where our assistant coaches might be in the future. You just have no idea where any coach that's recruiting your child might be in the future. So, yeah, just take a step back, let God handle that, but let your kid just play ball.
Yeah.
You know?
I love it. We always got to talk to the to the players. So, this is this 26 last live period.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get what she wanted. She might not have any offers.
Mm-hmm.
And she needs some advice going into her last live session, ending her AAU season. Can you look in that camera and talk to that athlete?
Well, one, just because it's a live period, that's not the only time you're being evaluated. I've had friends that go to a high school game because their cousin is playing. And they'll call me and say, hey, there's this kid. I don't know what a recruiting's like. You might need to check her out. So your evaluation period is every time you step out on that floor. So don't think if there's a coach on the baseline or not on the baseline, that's the only time you're being evaluated. I have a kid that I got to coach when I was an assistant. She didn't get an offer from St. Mary's until her last playoff game, her senior year. Got a degree at St. Mary's, D-free. Now she played overseas. She's now a Harlem Globetrotter. Shout out Ace, Araja Porter. So proud of her. So every journey is different. Just enjoy the game, have fun with it, and just do your best.
I love it. We start this podcast off with what's different in a game. I like to end with you, your team, school, whatever. What makes St. Mary's different?
I would say my outlook is, again, we're the last stop before they hit the real world. And so you're not always going to like me. I'm going to push our players. They're going to know the game. So we talked about system earlier. I'm not married to a system. I want them to know the game. They could step into any gym in the NBA, WNBA, or overseas, and they will know pistol action, zoom action, drag screen, double drag. That's all stuff we run. I ain't afraid to say it because we're going to develop the kid, and that's who you got to stop, not the action. So you're going to learn the game at St. Mary's. You're going to be pushed, and talk about a degree at St. Mary's. We got businesses that are fighting and clamoring to hire our kids. So it's a really good situation here, and we're going into year 4. I think we got 9 returners, so I'm really excited to see what happens year 4.
It's going to be dope.
You got to come to the game.
You know what I was going to say? I was going to end this actually with saying, so obviously, like a lot of things, like one, I always talk all schools, right? Because I'm D-free.
Yes.
But the one thing that I told myself that I want to be better at this year is being more involved in the D2s, right? I play JUCO. So I go to a JUCO jamboree. I do a lot of those different things, and obviously D1. But I don't think that I've been to a Division II game. So I am coming.
On you. No, I'm kidding.
Shame on me, right?
Thanksgiving, we have a Thanksgiving Classic.
Okay.
You can catch 4 teams.
I'm going.
The day after Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday. It's gonna be tough. We got some heat coming in.
Who's gonna be there?
Us, Kingsville, Washburn, and Oklahoma Baptist.
Okay. Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
I'm saying this on camera. I will be at more D2 games this year.
Good. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yep. It's on camera. I need y'all to drop your takeaways in the comments. I read them. I comment back. I need to know, what did you take away from this episode? If you did not hit that subscribe button, I need your help. I'm on this goal to get to 3,000. Y'all been rocking with me. This is year 2, I guess. Yeah, of the podcast. I'm on a goal to get to 3,000. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button so that more people can see episodes like this. And drop your takeaways. If you've been listening, you already know what I'm going to say. If you're not following on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing. Follow the page. It's just different pie.
3 things I think every parent or family should know is, 1, don't big time any coach, assistant or head coach that calls your child. You never know where they'll be. You never know what opportunities may or may not come their way. So don't overlook any coach that's willing to recruit your child. 2, I would say look into a coach that you will trust to discipline your child, to raise them to a higher standard, to make it very challenging for them, and then let them do that. Let them discipline your kid. So you got to go where you would really trust the head coach to do those things for your child. Lastly, look more into the university's education. Look into seeing if their majors match what your child's looking for. See if they can set your child up for the next 10, 20, 30 years from now.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode and staying to the very last minute. For that, I got a gift for you. I don't know if you can actually see this because I got black on black, but I have merch, different merch. And you can get your different merch at itsjustdifferentapparel.com. Use code podcast to get 15% off. See you next week.